Welcome to Bible Story with Ojatts.
In the ancient dust of Haran, a voice echoed not in the wind, but in the soul of a man. A voice that would cleave history in two, before the promise, and after. This was the voice of the eternal, the unseen God, speaking to a man named Abram, a man living amidst the clamor of a world that worshipped idols of stone and wood. He was a man of his time, yet he was about to be called out of time, to walk a path no one had ever walked before. The call was a whisper that boomed louder than thunder, a command wrapped in a blessing: go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. A journey into the unknown, a severance from all that was familiar, all that provided identity and security. The world he knew was built on the foundation of clan and kin, yet he was asked to abandon it all for a promise. It was a promise of breathtaking scope, a covenant that would stretch across millennia. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you I will curse, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. In these words lay the seeds of empires, the destinies of kings, and the spiritual lineage of countless souls. Abram, childless and well beyond the spring of his years, with his wife Sarai, barren and aged, was being told he would father a multitude. It was a paradox, a divine absurdity that could only be embraced by faith, or dismissed as madness. Abram chose faith. He packed his belongings, gathered his household, and set his face toward a land he had never seen, led only by the echo of a divine voice. He became a wanderer, a sojourner, his home not a place on a map, but the very promise that propelled him forward. The years passed like desert winds, etching lines of patience and doubt onto Abram's face. He journeyed through the land of Canaan, a stranger in a strange land, a land promised to his descendants, yet he owned not a single patch of it, save for a burial plot he would later buy. He built altars to the unseen God, sacred scars upon the landscape, marking the places where the divine had touched the earth, but the promised son did not come. The silence from the heavens grew heavy, and the weight of the years pressed down. Sarai's womb remained closed, a silent testament to their human frailty in the face of a divine timeline. How long must a man wait for God? How long can a heart hold onto a whispered promise when the only reality it sees is the barren dust? Doubt, a subtle serpent, began to coil in the quiet corners of his heart. The dream of a nation felt as distant and untouchable as the mirage shimmering on the horizon. Then, one night, the silence was broken. Not by a voice, but by a vision. The word of the Lord came to Abram, reaffirming the promise. But Abram's weary heart, for the first time, voiced its deepest pain, its most human question. Sovereign Lord, what can you give me since I remain childless? It was the cry of a man who had staked his entire existence on a word, a man who saw his life ebbing away, his legacy a void. My heir, he lamented, is a servant in my household. The great nation, the blessing to all peoples, was it all to end with him, to be passed on to one not of his own flesh and blood? The promise felt hollow, a beautiful, fragile vessel with nothing inside. The weight of his mortality, of Sarai's barrenness, seemed to eclipse the light of the divine vow. It was in this moment of profound vulnerability, of aching doubt, that God gave Abram not an argument, but an experience. He did not offer a logical proof, he offered a cosmic revelation. Look up at the sky. The command was simple, yet it held the gravity of creation. God led him outside, away from the confines of his tent, away from the smallness of his own fears and limitations. He led him under the vast, silent expanse of the desert night. There, the heavens were not a mere ceiling, but a breathtaking, infinite tapestry. And polluted by the lights of any city, the sky was a profound, fathomless black, pierced by an impossible multitude of crystalline lights. Each star was a burning fire, a diamond scattered upon velvet, a silent witness to eternity. And then came the words that would echo forever. Count the stars if indeed you can count them. The challenge was impossible, ludicrous. No man could count the stars. The sheer number was overwhelming, humbling, dwarfing human comprehension, as Abram's gaze swept across the glittering expanse. From one constellation to another, from the faintest glimmer to the brightest beacon. The scale of his own being shrank, while the scale of the Creator's power swelled to infinity. He was a speck of dust standing on a larger speck of dust, gazing into a display of limitless power and artistry. It was a vision designed to shatter the confines of human perspective. So shall your offspring be. The promise was no longer just a sound, a word spoken into the air. It was now a vision, a tangible, visible metaphor of staggering proportions. Each star, a descendant. Each point of light, a soul in the lineage to come. The promise was not for a large family, or a respectable clan, or even a mighty tribe. It was for a people as numberless as the stars in the heavens, as countless as the grains of sand on the seashore. Abraham looked at the celestial host, at the sheer, glorious impossibility of it all, and in that moment, something shifted within him. The serpent of doubt was crushed. The weariness of waiting was washed away by a tide of awe. He looked at the sky, and he saw not just burning gas and distant light, but the faces of his children, his children's children, a holy nation stretching through time. He saw kings and prophets, shepherds and saints. He saw a lineage that would wander through deserts, build temples, be taken into exile, and return. A people who would carry his story, and the story of his God, to the ends of the earth. In the twinkling of the stars, he saw the future, not as a vague concept, but as a living, breathing, radiant reality, pre-written in the heavens by the hand of God himself. Abraham believed the Lord. He looked at the impossible and called it true. And the sacred text tells us that this act of faith, this radical trust in the face of all contrary evidence, was credited to him as righteousness. It was the moment Abraham became Abraham, the father of many nations, his new name a reflection of the star-dusted promise. The stars became his covenant, an eternal symbol hanging in the night sky. A nightly reminder that the God who scattered them across the cosmos could surely bring forth a single son from a barren womb. And through that son, a people as vast and as brilliant as the heavens themselves.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.